Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Fallout 2. Well, we're back here on the tanker. I decided to come back here and talk to some people who we skipped over doing the quick tour last time. And decided the first thing we're going to do is help Buddy Boy here with finding his spleen. Because that will actually help us with one of the things we need to do later, but anyway, behind him we have this charming specimen. He belches loudly. What do you want? Who are you? I'm Badger. Used to have a band. Called ourselves There We Smolder. Now I'm the rest of computer tech in San Fran. What kind of computer stuff do you do? Well, let's just say I'm an information retrieval specialist. What does that mean? It means I can find data you need. Oh, you're a librarian. Can you tell me about this tanker? You ought to talk to Mark or the captain about that. Where can I find Mark? You can usually find Mark down the bar. Thanks, I have more questions. And what can you tell me about this tanker? Where do I find the captain? Captain's usually in the bridge, just go up the stairs in the bar. Thank you, I have more questions. Nothing, nice belch. Okay, so the bar is this little area over here. What can I do for you, Mamma Jamma? Who are you? I'm Mark. I'm the resident smartass and know-it-all. He smiles. Oh, I have other questions. What is this place? This is Poseidon Marine Vessel Valdez, also called the PMV Valdez. If you want more information about Valdez, the best person to talk to is the captain. The captain? Who's that? Captain's a tough-ass old military guy. He sits upstairs there and checks the place out. He's got some thorough knowledge about this ship. Thanks, I have more questions. Who's in charge? In charge? No one's in charge of us. Well, where do you all come from? Oh, over the wasteland. We heard things about San Francisco passed down from our elders. Some of us have ancestors who used to live here before the Great War. You want to hear more? Yes. We're a band of musicians, tech heads, geeks, and artists. We thought we'd come back to someplace famous for artistic and personal freedom. I came here to spawn. Want to hear more? Yes. When we got here, we figured we'd camp out until we figured out how to get this tanker moving again, or until we thought of something else. Have you figured out how to move the tanker? I think the captain's figured out how to do that, but we have several elements first. We've basically given up on taking it for ourselves. To tell the truth, we got other plans now. What are they? You want to know what our plans are? We're going to keep moving around until we can find a place that hasn't been screwed over by human greed, and then we're going to try and set up a better society. Do you know how you're going to do that? We're hoping that we can avoid society's mistakes. Hell, things can't get much worse. Okay, tell us about the Hubologists, who we haven't run into yet. They're crazy. Don't trust them unless you're mentally feeble or like being screwed over. They're interested only in your money and your soul, and there's a good chance they'll destroy the one to get the other. I've seen it happen too many times. And tell me about the She. They're a good sort as far as they go. They're a little untrusting about outsiders, but then that's not so much a bad attitude to have in these times. They've got some weird customs and they talk funny, but they're alright. And I have other questions, and that's it. So we just got the rundown on everything going on in the city. And we have a female punk. Sometimes world-weary cynicism bores me. And the captain, what the hell do you want? I don't speak to anybody unless they're friends or good people. Do something for one of my buddies and then come talk to me. So we have to do something to help out somebody here before he will talk to us. And I think retrieving what's-his-name's spleen would probably be the best means toward that end. So we'll head back out into San Fran proper. And yeah, I did some double-checking of a walkthrough just to determine that despite all appearances to the contrary, there is absolutely nothing going on this map. Really, the wharves are all just flavor. Don't even need to have this screen here. But 3 things I did wind up skipping over the first time. The first one being, there's a whole other section of town we haven't gone to yet that's at that northeast loop, but we don't need to go there just yet. Second one is that opposite the Dragon's home here, where everybody's wearing all red, is where we will find Lopan. What do you want? Who's that you were fighting? The dragon? He's a weakling who fosters weakness. Wait, you're evil? Evil? Hardly, just smart. Maybe you're so concerned about doing the right thing by people you should see the dragon. He likes simpering weaklings like you. So, yeah. Bad, good. And, yes, there is going to be a choice between them eventually. That is a quest here. But we also missed that there's an entrance to this store here, on the other side of the cows. And this is where we find the merchant who got the spleen. So, who are you? I'm Lao Child. I run this establishment, the Flying Dragonate, a general store. I have also been known to trade information. What sort of information? Little happens in this town that I do not know about. Of course, you must know the right question to ask, yes? What do you need to know? I'm looking for upgrades to my equipment. Talk to Crockett over the Hobologist camp. He is their head scientist. Thank you. Where can I find vertebral hunt? I'm looking for a spleen. A spleen! Haha, yes! Chip from the Valdez lost his spleen in a card game the other day. I sold it to Dr. Wong. He was fascinated by it. Okay, Dr. Wong's across the street. And as long as we're here... Now this is where I should have come in the first place, because he has a couple of thousand... Lots of ammo... Chemistry journals... Goddamn big book of science... So yeah, definitely going to unload some gear here. But first... Wait, it was the doctor... I hear you have someone else's spleen. Ah, yes indeed, I'll prepare it with fava beans and nice Chianti. You know you're supposed to serve liver with that wine instead of spleen, right? Haha, yes, I too saw that old movie. And what are you saying? You're saying that, yes, it's a human spleen. It's a human spleen? Thought you didn't tell me that. Tell your friend to come by the next day, and I will gladly return it to him. Let's hope you can find a way to replace it in his body in time. Very well. Well, gee, if only we knew a doctor who could probably do some surgery, replace a spleen. I have a friend who's missing a spleen. Can you help him? Of course I can, and since you are aware of Doc Holliday, I will do it for no more than the sake of friendship. Tell your spleenless friend to come here, and I will replace it for him. Thank you! Friends helping friends. Tra-la-la-la-la. Well, I guess if we didn't have the wharf area here, it would not take nearly as long to run across town and take care of this sort of thing. Dude, I just heard you found my spleen. Did you talk to Dr. Phong about putting it back? Yes, he says he'll do it for free. Wow, you have some serious connections. Come back in a day and I'll see what help I can give you. You got it. Information? I've been paying you one information? You offered, dude. And one more upgrade that I made off camera that you might be amused to know about. I got Sulik a super sledgehammer. Alright, so since I'm probably going to be upgrading gear anyway, before we wait, let's get all the junk clear out of my trunk. And probably will not need the rest of this except for the Gek, but there it is anyway. Alright. And even though I hardly need to improve my outdoorsman skill, mind. After all, I do have 5,000 gold to pick up from the other place and have a shotgun to get rid of there. So, let's see. Picked up some new science information, which roughly translates to a boost of 76, which I think I was at 71 before. Still not enough to do the impressive stuff that we're supposed to be able to do over at the Sierra Army Depot, which you need to have about 100 in science to do most of the stuff there. But there is one thing we should be able to do there now. I'm going to go ahead and wait until morning so we can go check up on Spleen Boy. And it don't look like he's back yet, but electronic lockpick. Now that could be useful given where we're getting ready to break in. And I left my regular lockpicks back in the car. Yeah, well. Yeah, annoyingly, they always put the money down at the bottom on this. Okay, so expanded lockpick, electronic lockpick. Dang it, Vic. And this may seem like a bit much, but bear in mind I do have a ton of this ammo in my car. I'm probably going to need the caps more where I'm going. Okay, so that's given us pretty much all the cash that we need for the moment. And let's give it another. You see, Chip? He looks better. I can't tell you how much better I feel. Now, what was it you wanted from me? Where are my people? Do you know? Word has it they got taken west across the water. Your best bet getting there is getting this tub running. Thanks. More questions. How did I run this boat? Check with the captain. He lives in the captain's office upstairs. Thanks. Bye. Okay, so now that we've helped Chip and gotten 3,000 XP for doing it, which has us just on the edge of leveling, maybe now the captain will talk to us. I heard what you did for my men. Thanks. What can I help you with? I heard you're the one who knows all about this ship. The ship's a Poseidon tanker. It's equipped with tech that lasted through the war. It's got an FOB that allows access to the navigation computer room, and it's got an IFF transponder that protects it from Poseidon guns. How do you know all this? I used to serve with the Enclave, then I realized it wasn't the USA I was fighting for. It was for rich old bastards who didn't want to give up their power. I deserted and now I live here with more honest people. More honest people? These guys? Yes, with these people, you know exactly where you stand. They don't play games. The Enclave was like a pack of hyenas. They turn on you in a second. What exactly is the Enclave? The Enclave is the remnants of old times. If you take this thing across the water to the rig, you'll find out for yourself. How do I pilot it? How do you pilot this rig? Fill it with some gas, try the hubologist or the she after you've taken care of everything else, and press the button. The computer will take care of the rest. If it's still working, it'll sail right to the old oil rig, and they won't fire at you because you've got the IFF transponder. Just make sure you've got what you need, access to everything. FOB, working computer, and fuel. Easy enough. What's an IFF transponder and what's an FOB? IFF, identity, friend, or foe. Or identify friend or foe. It means that this ship is identified as a friend, so other Poseidon things, like, say, an oil rig, won't fire at you. Yeah, you'll probably find one of them at the bases or some such place. Let's see. Yeah, like, say, an oil rig won't fire at you, and FOB is some sort of enclave technology that lets you enter a door electronic. You'll probably find them on their bases or some such place. What oil rig? There's a big Poseidon oil rig left down in the water. That's the final base of the Enclave, and unless I miss my bet, that's where your friends are, too. Okay, how do I pilot this again? Yeah, beats me. I was Navarro Tech, not a rig operator. We talked to them over the comm lines, and that was about the extent of it. Oh yeah, you got the navigation computer working as well. I bet you find parts for it at one of the old vaults. Thanks, bye. Okay, so did everybody get that very important quest information? If not, don't worry. We have it written down on here. Navigation computer needs a navcomp part to work. You need an FOB to access the navigation computer. And with the machine need vertebrae plans, the tanker needs fuel, and get vertebrae plans for the Rojo Steel. So, we know what we need to do now to go rescue our people. And getting to the base at Navarro seems to be the first step in doing that. But we're going to do one thing to help the people of San Francisco out first. And we will get to that next time. See you then.